Okay, this is Bill again. John W. is actually John William. That's my actual name. I want to talk a little bit about, my future online, and there's kind of a practical issue, and there's kind of an ideological issue behind it. But let's just talk about the practical problems right now first. One of the biggest problems is I work alone. I handle all my blogs. There are 20 of them, and there's one large site, and videos by myself. So if anything were to happen, there would be no one else that could answer problems for them. No one else who could sign on and answer complaints from anybody if there was any sort of legal issue or anything. And this kind of thing is bound to become more of a concern to both web hosting companies and to social media companies as the coronavirus cases mount, and as the uncertainty about what could happen if I got sick, and I seem to be okay now, or if I got caught in a quarantine and were somehow taken away from my ability to stay online. I don't know whether that's a realistic fear or not, but it might be. And there are other things that can happen, prolonged jury duty, for example, or maybe even serving as an election judge. Maybe a lot of us would have to be sequestered afterwards because of the health issues. I wonder if that's going to be a problem, in November. And I've been concerned for a long time that at some point companies might start requiring maybe a perils insurance, or that you have backups, or that you have the digital executor named. You actually have a formal arrangements to take care of your arrangements after you're gone. And so it's logical that your site should have to pay for itself. And that's an issue I talked about before, like back as far as early as April 2018. I got started getting concerned about this after the FOSTA issue came up. So that also then brings up the subject of, commercial viability. YouTube has raised that issue in conjunction with COPPA and with its new terms of service. It's possible that eventually YouTube will not allow users who cannot make money to use this platform, although other companies, maybe other companies would take over, and maybe blockchain would become a viable answer. But I've wondered if I'll be able to use it forever. I've wondered if Blogger will be available forever. Google Plus was taken away. So, the future as a practical matter seems so uncertain. And, the risk of moral regulation, the diminution of Section 230, which Biden now wants to get rid of, as well as Trump, although that mainly is about the freedom to moderate. It's not really about downstream liability just by itself, but that's an issue. And then there's more risk for me just continuing to do this. There's the CASE Act, which hasn't passed Congress yet fully because of the distractions from COVID. There's ADA compliance could become an issue, being stricter about that. And then various security concerns for me as the political climate becomes more polarized, and someone like me is seen as an obstacle maybe to other people's getting what they want, because I don't play ball. I don't join mobs, and I don't join other people's causes and fight for them. So yeah, there are practical concerns. Now at the end of 2021, there are plans that I have when the site becomes a lot simpler, for it to have revenue, for there to be formal collaboration with other people. One idea that's come up recently is using Do Ask, Do Tell, possibly for data tracking projects. It's tracking coronavirus is one idea, but I hope that that's not such an issue in the future as it is now, but tracking climate change would be a good example, or other major security things. It's something that could keep politicians honest. That's an idea that's very interesting to me. Focusing on factual topics, scientific topics, security topics, rather than just on political opinions and intersectionality and group complaints and so forth. And then working on my own music, novel and form, getting it performed, that kind of thing. So those are the things I would like to do. But then there are maybe ideological questions, and that's what comes next.